Good morning, Dharma brothers and sisters. Hope you are well. And we are going to study the Bodhicitta with the generation Bodhicitta. Also yesterday there's one question someone asked me about 4 obscurations, but I think it's not necessary I answer here because Rinpoche already answered. That will come in, he said. Generally, obscuration, there are many ways we explained, like 2 obscurations, 3 obscurations, 4 obscurations. It's a different way. But here's according to the Gonzon Lami Shalom with my perfect teacher. So these 4 obscurations that when we practice the Vajasarva, we have to meditate, we have to train in these 4 obscurations. Here is that one. So I think it's easy to understand. Our Ngondu, even you practice short Ngondu or long Ngondus, we have to meditate, or how do we say, train the 4 obscurations during the Vajasarva recitations. So today our subject is always the same, the training the Bodhicitta. And yesterday we studied the part of the training Bodhicitta intention. Intention, there's 3. Others as equal of oneself, the changing oneself in the others, and the taking others as more important than the oneself. So we studied the first one, other as equal to oneself. In this subject still we haven't finished yet. So mainly yesterday we talked since we have a small suffering, uncomfort, it's very, very difficult to bear. So that's the same, the others also, the other sentient beings are same like we. We want to the happiness and comfort, the others also same. So here's we need to meditate like equal, and plus many beings, they want to be happiness, they don't want to suffer, but they don't know how to do. They don't know which is the method to have the happiness, to diminish, abandon or diminish the cause of sufferance. They're trying to effort to do best things for themselves, but finally because they don't according to oath, because of the ignorance, always it's become opposite. What is they want and what is it they doing, the act is totally different, opposite. Then there's no choice. Finally, when they get a result, it's the harmful action, the sufferance, uncomfort. So what we have to, how we have to train this kind of the problems, how we have to correct. So firstly, of course, this is we are in the meditation of the equal. So we need to think the equal all beings. What we want, they also. What we don't want, they neither, or how to say, they don't want to. Then we are, what we know, we have the opportunity to know which is the happiness cause, the cause of happiness and the cause of the sufferance. Because of or thanks of our teachers. So we studied. We know what we have to abandon, what we have to accept, which is good to us and the others, which is bad to ourselves and the others. Since we have this quality, capacity to meditate or to think, to do it, so we cannot miss this opportunity. That's we need to keep in our mind. So we should meditate on the absence of any difference. Means like we should to meditate. There's equal. There's no difference between friend and enemy, ourself. The firstly main point is this one. It's equal. Already I mentioned what I want, they also. What I don't want, they don't too. They don't want to. This is we have to keep always in our mind. Then we have to meditate on it. Because of this reason or through this, then some beings may be doing strange things or doing bad things for us. That time is very important to put up with their ingratitude. How? For example, this way. That times we need to generate more compassion, because those beings have too much ignorance, so they don't know what is the benefit for them, what is the make problems for them. They are under the strong emotions. They cannot control themselves. So we need, with this compassion, we use this compassion or meditative compassion. Then again and again, surely even they dislike me or they don't like me, and they are doing bad things because they're angry with me. Forever it's the same. I want like happy, they also want to happy. Which they are doing the bad things, the act. One day they will get result is suffering. So we need to generate our bodhicitta here. Whenever ourself we want to happiness, comfort, we are like full of energy. We are or how do you say, we use energy, or we are doing with energy or with effort to have happiness and the comfort. We hard work. Why? Morning to evening we are working very hard. This is for what? Our self happiness. So now we know which is really benefit for us and the others. Until now we worked hard is not really good result. Only we think ourselves. Only almost we can say this is like really selfish. Then one day this is the result, the ripened result. Result will be ripened. That time, if this we our actions all is with the selfish, then will be not very good result. Now we know this is which is the good, which is the bad cause, and which is the result is appear or ripen. So we need to change our way, our trainings. Now it's not only me. All the being is same like beings, same like me. So until now I effort to for myself, but now I understand this is a little bit wrong way. So I'm going to effort again, but this is not only me. This is now all for all the sentient beings. Until now, I tried to avoid even the slight sufferance for myself. So now I have to little bit change. Of course, try to avoid this sufferance, but this is tried to avoid sufferance, try to stop the sufferance, the other beings also. Until now, when I have some pleasant things, for example, well-being, rich, prosperities, I'm very happy. Now, from now, I understand this is not only me. I think everybody same like this idea, same goal. So whoever have or who have these positive things, well-being, prosperity, like become rich, become famous, life is easy, comfort, then I should too rejoice, happy, and also like wish more and more their happiness develop. Like Chris or for the resume way, if we resume all of them, then there's no different all the sentient beings, myself and all the living creatures of this world, or three world, or you can say in this world, there's no different. So it's important to try to find way to make happy all of them, now and for all times. That is important. There one we are not going to story all of them, but some of them is a very important PID instruction, which is like Patamba Sangji. So student asked to Patamba Sangji, what is the PID instruction, single PID instruction, most important to practice? That means like something like they do one things, single things, then everything is included, complete. Then the Patamba Sangji replied, whatever you want, other all want as much, so act on that. That is true also. If we analyze, it's not very difficult to understand. What we want, of course the others also they want. Then the Patamba Sangji gave the PID instructions. Then how you act for yourself, how you work, how you think yourself, how you act for yourself. Then do exactly the same. Think others also as yours as you are, or how do you say? Same like yourself, or as you are thinking you same like to think the others. The act also how you are act yourself for yourself, act for yourself, for your happiness and the comfort. Then you act for the others also, for their happiness in the act, the comfort. Then that is the main point practice. If you do this one, then everything is the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, the activity or practice is included. Somehow this is really somehow it's difficult, because whatever we are doing ourselves, do others also exactly the same. Is difficult, but somehow maybe we can do similarly. This is already I mentioned the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas are amazing activities, amazing their idea or their motivations. We can't do exactly the same now. Why? Because we are different level. It's easily we can take example. For example, when we were childhood, and when we become big man or woman, grow up, their idea and their thinking, their motivation is different. Then slowly, the childhood is difficult to really think as the big man or big woman. But it's slowly, one day they can do as same the others. Same like we also the first, when we begin in the practice, we can't do as the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas activity, their thinking ideas. But if you continue and motivated and doing as similarly, copy something like, then one day it is possible. It's not something like no way or no possible. It's possible, surely. The main point what we have to abandon, the point of the point of Buddhist or Buddhas, the PID instructions. What is we have to abandon? We have to abandon the selfish, and also like we have to abandon like aversion, anger, think bad ideas for the others, and always think in ourselves. That is the bad idea. The Buddhist think this is like a bad idea. This is we have to completely eradicate all these like wrong attitudes. And we have to think ourselves and the other beings entirely, totally is equal. I think totally is equal is not very difficult to think, because this is we can see logically. All the beings, they running from morning to evening, even night also. They are running for their happiness, comfort. So it's equal. They try to avoid their problems, sufferings. But of course, according to their capacity and intelligence, then some of them, they know very well how to avoid those problems. But some of them, they don't know. They try to avoid, but they are going to enter the problems. So this kind of meditation, that is the meditation other as equal to oneself. You can say, this is, I think, not very difficult. But the difficult for us, reality to practice this one. Now when we practice, can we do for the others, other beings, as same like ourselves? Now it's difficult. You know, if ourselves something like sickness come or some problems, even we cannot sleep at night, we are running, hurry up to avoid these problems. Solve these problems, to take away these problems. But in the world, we can see there's many problems. Many beings have problems. Even in the human being. Human being is our society, our family, you can say. There's many problems. But we are quite peace, how do you say, calm. Oh, there's some problem, poor. Oh, there are problems, poor. East countries some problems, West countries some problems, poor. In Tibetan we call it Niji Umanapemihu. But just say Niji Umanapemihu, after the few seconds, we are happy, laughing, making a party. So, it's not equal. Reality, we are not doing practice the equal. This is difficult. But maybe if you think, oh, this is difficult, now anyway we can't do. If you live like this, then there's no chance. Always you can't do. So, even we can't do is exactly the Bodhisattva was doing right now. We have to try to remind ourselves again and again. One day, our motivation, our ideas, our practice will be like become strength, have strength or something more powerful, then maybe we can do more than now, and we have more power compare now. The Bodhisattvas, Buddhas, also they develop their mind, their activities like this way. It's not like something like a jump the one day from our level to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Immediately something like not like a rocket. Few seconds, few minutes, they can go very fast somewhere. It's not like that. This is like takes a long time, but will have good result. So that is the about meditation equal the others and ourselves. The second one, always we are the Bodhicitta intention. Okay. The second one is exchange oneself and the others. This is one method also practice this one. Before we said, for example, we are equal. First we have to understand to make really habitual tendency in our mind to equal. That is also important. All the sentient beings equal. They want to happiness as we want it. They don't want to the sufferance as we don't want. This is maybe we need to something like let's make habitual tendency in our mind, I can say. Then plus that how we train in this mind, so now we exchange. That is important. If you don't exchange, it's very difficult to have experience this really others problems in our mind. So how we exchange the way of the meditation or the methods to think, analyze, or ID, I don't know how do you say, anyway. There's some methods. For example, if you look at a person actually suffering from sickness or the other problems, as possible like sickness, possible is hungry, possible is like family problems. Through this or with this also you can like exchange this person's suffering and your happiness. It's possible. Or also possibly you can imagine that such a person is like front of you, who is the very big problems, sufferings. Then when you breathe out, imagine that you're this positive things, happiness, your happiness to given to this person. When you breathe in, these persons, the problems, the sufferings, you can imagine like all taken into yourself. He or she becomes now happy, because you gave your happiness, positive things to her or him with your breath out. Now she or he free from all the sufferance, every affliction. This person now is like you start. This person is totally is like free from these problems. You got all this sufferance. This is maybe something like a person you are close. I mean, this is like more easy. They said, very you are really attached to this person. Maybe your family, your parents, your children. Then maybe you little bit extend your meditation. The others surrounded people or human being or the human being or maybe the animals or any kind beings. First, like individually, you have connection. Then the second one is gradually you extend it. Then included all the living creatures. Otherwise, sometimes, I think it's a few days ago already we mentioned, sometimes our meditation is something like really flat. That means just we are meditating. There's nothing really clear. There's nothing something like a goal. Just we spend a few minutes every day, few minutes. That's not bad. Our mind is calm, but it's not big result. So we need to meditation also, or meditation the calm abiding, or meditation something like analytic, like these things. We need to more and more develop. Every day, every sessions, we try to more develop, more profound, more like large. Otherwise, always like same level. We need to something like change. Of course, we are studying to change the direction positive. That is important. Then that is important, when we meditate like exchange. Of course, exchange, we are given positive to others and we are bring the others' problem into ourselves or into our mind, or how to say, into us. It's not opposite others. Until now, almost as I think we did like this way, the opposite. We try to find always happiness bring to us, and all the problems, sufferings, we try to give to others. Maybe not really precisely this given to a sentient being, but anyway, we try to something like avoid, to throw out these problems, to make this distinction to make like try to distance us. Now it's a different way, different directions. And also, sometimes, yes, this is possible. We have got these problems, painful, something like happened painful. or uncomfort. It's happened. But at that time, when we have that happened something like this times, then we need to more train our mind strong. This is really because we have now real experience. It's possible have a sickness, have the other problems for the family. Now we have real experience at that time. This is like the point of the Buddhist point of view. That's good conditions. Through that, now you can meditate. You can train your mind. I have this experience, bad experience, sufferance. Then you have to think like this way. Okay, it's not only me. All over the world, all the beings, living creatures, surely many of them have this kind of sufferance, maybe more than that. You generate your bodhicitta for them. Now if you can, I mean, I can say, I want to say, if you can, it's not force someone to you. If you can, those, you like very like a strong wish that all the sufferance, then you may ripen in me. Instead, they will experience this. And they will, if I get and I receive these problems, and then may all these beings who have sufferance now free from suffering and to be happy. Okay, if you can train this mind, then amazing. It's really amazing. This is the Buddhist way, also one like point, important one. And also, even you have something like suffering, sickness, sufferance. If you can think this way, really way, okay, not something like pretend. If you have really these ideas, then your suffering surely is be little bit quiet. 100%. This 100%. If you don't believe me, okay, take experience. How do you say? Take experience. If one day you have, even like small things, if you sick your teeth, okay, something like. Now if you think, so I'm sick, I have problems, I'm suffering, so what can I do? How can I run away this from these problems, sufferance? How can I get out? Or how can I take out these problems? Then your suffering is more and more heavy, more and more strong. But if you think, okay, now the sufferings I have experienced, all sentient beings sufferings, okay, I will bring. I'm suffering is a suffering. The others is may the others not suffering like me. If you can generate this like your idea, or I don't know, if you can think this way, then your the sufferings little bit quiet become, not grow up. At least it's not like develop. Can stop some there. The other way, when you have happiness, your feelings happy, you have like good things, everything positives. You also can generate that times You wish that your happiness and positive things, any kind of positive things you have got, to given, or how to say, wish to have this happiness to other beings. That is very, very important. The Bodhicitta practice of the exchange oneself into the others. This is the really ultimate or quintessential meditation. This is the meditation of the Mahayana. Someone really this have something like experience that exchange. Do exchange, or maybe have experience exchange. Even once. Can do even once. That means like it purify negative actions and obscurations many, many lifetimes. Even once you can experience that meditations. And you can accumulation of merit and wisdoms. You can create immense. It's very, very. This is like the Buddhists, the Buddhist practitioner or practice of Buddhist main point, the most important, ultimate, quintessential meditation, you can say. Of course, this is not very easy for us. Now here's I want to just say because according to that's true. I heard some the questions yesterday to Rinpoche. Someone asked, someone questioned is that I can't exchange, for example. I can't take the other problems into me. Instead, I can pray all the beings have happiness. That's true. Everybody is difficult to the practice as a bodhisattvas now. Even someone maybe thinks I can change. It's really you can change. When you have someone problems front of you, really sufferings, you go there, can you change now? If it's possible. It's very difficult for our level. But this person said, that is good already. I can't change. But I do my best to pray, wish, motivation, this person, this being have happiness, or avoid, or like limit or finished this sufferance, then will be happiness. And I wish all the sentient beings will be free from this sufferance, will be happy, comfort. That is we can do. What is we can do now? And also, never think what is we can do. Never think bad things for the beings. Whoever, even enemy or someone is like against you, always try to wish this against person also be happy, comfort his life, whatever he wanted to be, get. Of course, positive things, not something like negative things. This is which is we can generate, can practice. Then is maybe if we getting used to this kind of the practice, then slowly, one day we have become more strong to think about the sentient beings, more capacity. Then is slowly we can step by step to achieve to the Bodhisattva's level. When we achieve the Bodhisattva's level, then that times surely we can do no problem. I mean, if we study in the texts, the meaning of text, if you analyze, looks like when you are achieved the first bhumi, you totally, purely understand or realize the pure emptiness. At that time, even you give your body for the other beings. Looks like there's no suffering which is we have experienced now. Then it's more easy that time. For the moment, for us, it's difficult. Of course, difficult. But you don't have to think, I can't do this. Then maybe my practice is like just a pretend. I'm not really Bodhisattva's way. I'm not really the great vehicle, Tepachimbo, like high vehicles. Because I'm concerned myself always. Reality, I can't exchange the others. I can't bring the others' suffering on me. I try to avoid all the sufferings myself also. You don't need to think like this way. Already you are thinking all the beings as same like me. They want to happiness. What's I want. They also. They don't want to sufferance. So may I can help all the beings, this life and the other lives. May they be happiness, they be comfort. May they free from the sufferance. This kind of like motivation or how do you say thinking you develop every day, every second moment, every moment, a day and a night. For the moment, it's like really you can't exchange. But the way of thinking, way of the generation, the Bodhicitta, it's not something like pretend, really you. Whatever the situations occur front of you, someone doing like against you also, that time also, you don't lose your this meditation or your motivation. You are practicing the Bodhisattva way. You don't lose. Try to don't lose. Then slowly I think one day we can reach like Bodhisattva's level. But even not yet the Bodhisattva's level, we can develop our day by day, lifetimes, or uh, by step lifetimes. We can develop our motivation, strength, capacity, can develop. Sometimes the practice is, of course, we studied many things, the many methods different, but sometimes there's only one single method. If you can do it, then everything's included it. And also, sometimes if you study many years, many volumes, tantras, sutras, then one day sometimes you can see, you can find one verse that is the like really quintessential, essential point, main point. Then you practice this one, you will get results. You know, there's stories already Rinpoche's explained all. Maybe not necessary to tell you again this all of them, these stories. But only, you know, there's the Kadamba Geshin Charkawa. Charkawa is very, very learned. You know, the the ancient traditions, new traditions, and like sutras, tantras. One day he went to another Geshi's place, and the another Geshi's looks like there's no many volumes like this. Only there's one. In Tibetan we call it Katun Pecha. Katun Pecha is like a daily practice. Something like small volumes maybe. Then just he opened, by chance or by accidentally, he saw this one sentence which is said, offer gain and victory to others. Offer gain and a victory to others. Take lose, I don't know, take lose and defeat for yourself. In Tibet we call it that means all like positives, what is your like how do you say, your winners, like this is positives, give to others. Whatever problems, lose things, everything you accept on yourself. Then he's really, this is really amazing. That means maybe until there he's very learned, understand knowledge about words. Maybe it's not about the meaning of the Buddha's teaching, because reality, all the Buddha's teachings, meaning is like this, same. Then he's really, it's like something, how do you say, like maybe shocked, or it's a wonderful teaching, he thinks. Then he asked, look, what is this one? This is what kind of the pecha? What kind of the text, or I don't know what, who is composed or something like this. Then this Geshe is This is called the 8th verse of the Longri Tamba. You answered. You know this Longri Tamba is Longri Tamba's this the 8th verse means like Longri Tamba have some Longri Tamba composed when the for training our mind. It's only 8 verse. It's a very short one. You know, sometimes Dalai Lama also said he's time to time he's reading this one. Is this the training mind, Lobjung? Training mind, these texts, sometime, 2 times we have to read. It's very important. It's very helpful our mind. And also like histories like Milarepa, Shavkat Sotirounders, those books we need to always with us. That's really helpful. Sometimes, 2 times you open. Even you have some problems, your mind is not very stable. That times you read these things. It's make really calm. This I have own experience. If you don't believe, you can check yourself also. If you are not really happy one day, what can I do? I do go out or inside do something or go to visit friend or something. Your mind something not really stable. Sometimes happened. That's time you read these interesting books for a while, few minutes. Then you just meditate, calm, abide. It's very helpful. So this Longri Tangbas, the Lobjong Tsigima, this is said like when someone is like through the jealous, then they say something like bad things against for us, for myself, for example. That's time you accept all these negative things and to make win this other person who's against you, who is wanted to win, who is wanted to lose ourselves. Then you accept as his wish. And also he said this kind of this the Longri Tangbas the Lobjong is someone we make really how do you say like helped at long time always, and we have something hope this person is one day is doing good things, positive things. One day it's possible this person is against to you, totally against to you, even like whole life you helped him against you. That's times you need to this person as your teacher, of course not angry, as your teacher. Is it possible for us? And the reason, he said, so when we reason, how do you say, like front or behind? Anyway, something like front means something like something visibly we can see, or behind, or maybe we can't see visibly, but it's like behind. I don't know how do you say. Ugyenni. Surely the translators they speak Tibetan, so they can explain this way. Ungu sam Ugyenni. Ungu is like clearly what we can see front us. Really, it's not we can't see. We can't see really. But anyways, behind. All is like virtual things, benefit, bliss, all is given to the others. The others like the sufferance against to make problem us. All these things take on us, take on me. This is like a long time past. His how do you say, like the main practice. Then this person, this Geshe, he went to the Lhasa and he asked the Longtongpa, but it's when he reached in Lhasa, he asked there, the Longtongpa has already passed away. Then he asked now who have this like how do you say, the PID instructions still continue, who is keeping, who have this PID instruction. He asked, and others. There's many stories already you studied yesterday, baby. It's not necessary to go in. Then it's one day, another one. Finally, like one Geshe, the Sharapa, he have this like PID instructions. Then he went there. He listened a few days, but this Sharaka given teachings, but it's not really given about this one, which is he wanted. Then he think maybe I have to direct ask to him. If he have, I will study. If not, then I'm going. Then he go front and he asked, I heard like this the teaching. This is really something like how do you say? It's very it's touched in my mind. Looks like really meaningful. Is this really profound teaching or not? Then this Sharava, he answered this, oh, if you are like or not, this teaching, if you like or not, doesn't matter. Someone who want to become Buddhahood, then it's no choice. You need to do this way. Then he asked, you have this PID instruction. Yes, this is the main the practice. Can you give me? If you can practice a long time with me, then I can give you. Otherwise, it's not. That means maybe you don't need to long times to study these things. You need to practice long times. Then I think this Geshe is in the story yesterday we studied this is like a few years, 6 years, something like studied practice with this Geshe. So that means it's a very, very important point. If you can practice, then this is enough in your life in the lifetimes. Anyways, meditate on with like how do you say, meditate the others' problems, sufferings you take, you accept, and your positive things, all the virtuous things, try to give them and ripen in their mind. That is the exchange, meditation exchange oneself in the others. Okay, thank you very much. Today we stop there. Thank you for your attention. See you soon.